Good day, people. Always very interesting and exciting to be with you right here live on The Scoop. And as always, we go into the mind of great people, entrepreneurs, groundbreakers, trendsetters, okay, people who are doing things differently. We share their stories, tell their stories right here on The Scoop, only on Konga TV, just to inspire you. So today, we will be diving into the mind, the exceptional and beautiful mind of the Queen of Talk, Joyce Daniels. Of course, you know that I am a former Jumobi IfyMelody, your sparkling woman on air, and I'm doing this again with you on this episode. So, we want to know who Joyce Daniels is. I've got her here in the studio live, and I can't wait to start engaging her. Joyce is one person who believes in the African dream and beyond starting, in the world of health sciences. She's fully now into public speaking and more. She's done a lot in training MCs. And yes, she's one of the people I met for the very first time, and she proudly told me that her profession is that of an MC and event host. Wow. And today, I would say she's one of the people who has inspired me to stand strong even in that line and also continue doing what I am doing today, because yes, it can be profitable if you do it right. But let's hear from the horse's mouth herself. Hi, Joyce. How are you doing?
Very well.
So great to have you here.
Great to be here again. Glad
so great to have you. Welcome
I'm just
to
admiring
the
you.
Scoop.
You're speaking.
Welcome to the Scoop.
Thank you.
All right. So we had the radio version on Konga FM.
Mm-hmm.
Today it's TV, live and direct.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to know who Joyce is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always use that word, territorial commander. But take us through the journey. Mm-hmm. How did it all start? And how did you discover yourself? And right now, you're dominating the stage. You've even gone into coaching and many other beautiful things with helping people discover themselves and bring themselves out in the area of public speaking.
Thank you so much, Ifoma, for the privilege. How did it all start? I'm a talkative child, or I was a talkative child. I still consider myself a talkative child because my parents are still alive. I'm still their child. The reason I like to use the word talkative is because it's been used to put people down more often than not. So there are many people who will watch this who have been called talkatives, but have shrunk themselves not to be talkative anymore. This conversation is to give them permission to say, flourish in your talkativeness. Because as a child, I was a talkative child. I was the one who would be asked by my siblings to go ask my parents for one thing or the other. I was the one who was in a debate club, who was in press club, who was entertaining friends, who was always the life of the party. Until 2007, when I decided to become a professional event host MC. At that time, I was 25? I think. Yes, I was 25. Okay. The first time I was an MC, I was 10 years old. Wow. It was the First Lady's Children's Concert by Mariam Babangida, 1992. We went there to attend and perform as dancers from the 21 states. But the First Lady asked for children MCs. She said, we were told that she said, why should we have adult MCs at the children's event? Can't we have children who would do this? And the woman who handled the Lagos troupe, Anton Kem of the Tales by Moonlight fame, she came back to the group where we were and said, Joyce, Olu, come out, you go be our MCs. I was excited. So between 10 and 25, 15 years, I had MC'd all manner of events as a hobby. For fun.
Between 10 and 25.
Between 10 and 25, wow, yes.
Interesting.
And so
born for this, if I would say.
The reason why I like to talk about it is someone somewhere is doing the same thing, but has no clue that it can translate or transform to a serious career. I say serious because many times the people around us don't take us seriously.
Very true.
Because what are you talking about? Go and sit down, go and find something serious to do. This thing you're doing is a hobby.
Very true.
So yes, I had done it as a hobby. And over time, I didn't I didn't talk about the story from this angle until I realized how many people I encounter and they go, Mom, I'm a talkative like you, but I didn't know I could do this. So now I've begun to tell the story in this light, which is still my truth. By 2007, I did an event that was phenomenal. At the end of the event, Genevieve Naji, T.Y. Bello, and Adeswa Onyenokwe all came to me to say, oh, girl, you're so good. Remember, there was no Instagram then. I was not an Instagram sensation. So they just saw a good master of ceremonies do her thing on stage, and they commended me and hired me. I did the next year, May, I was the MC for Genevieve Naji. The next year, February, I was MC for Adeswa Onyenokwe. But that Sunday, 11th November, was the day I decided this will now be my profession.
Is that the Sleek event?
That was the Sleek event.
Okay.
The Sleek hair and makeup event.
Okay.
Because it was a turning point or a tipping point. That was the day I became aware that this could be bigger than I had been playing with it. I can translate from hobby to profession. And that day I also decided that in time, I would, like Tara Fela Durotoye, train other speakers to be masters of ceremonies like myself. I also decided that, like Ali Baba, the comedian, the grand comedian of the Federal Republic, I would be a stepping stone, a ladder for other speakers to climb. I changed the word from MCs now to speakers because for a long time I had downplayed the fact that since that same year of 2007, that same November, I had started training people, professionals in public speaking and presentation skills. That same November. But because somehow I gave more spotlight to my emceeing, now I'm widening the light, if there is such a thing. I'm expanding the light to focus also on my training and coaching in public speaking, executive presence, and communication, because I've done them for the same number of years.
Very true.
That's how we started. Sometimes, say the rest, like they say, is history. The rest till getting here has been doing the work, understanding business, understanding feedback of clients, learning on the job, because to a large extent, I was self-taught. I studied to become. I learned by listening to the feedback of my clients. Of course, as I've gotten older on the job, I have attended business training, sales trainings, marketing trainings, branding trainings to actually flesh it out to be a robust business. So that the business of talk is serious business that also brings with it serious connection, serious network, serious money, serious clout, and serious transformation.
Yeah. And even influence, because when people watch you up there on stage or wherever you are, speaking from, and you're good at it, you somehow, you draw and build a community that, is hooked to you one way or the other. What would you say is your driving force? You've got this energy. You've been on the matter for a very long time, non-stop. And then you've brought out names like the quintessential Queen of Talk, Territorial Commander, so many of them. And then you founded the school, Talk Academy. What is that drive?
One drive, I want to die empty. I don't want to leave this earth at any time, and it could be tomorrow. And there are things within me I hadn't done. I've done everything I want to do. All I'm doing now is scaling, making it bigger. But everything I really want to do, I've done, and I'm doing.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay, we'll come to that.
Okay. In terms of business.
Yeah, okay.
Everything I want to do, I am already doing. I'm only scaling. I want to train. I've trained over 1,000. I've trained 20,000. I've trained over 40,000 people right now. I want to get to 1 million. That's scaling. Wow. But I'm training.
Okay.
That's one. I want to die empty. Two, I want my clients, in terms of my clients for coaching now, those who I train and teach how to speak or be MCs, I want them to live full lives and give expression to their ideas and their desires. Because no matter how powerful you are, how intelligent, and what kinds of solutions you have, if you cannot express them, you remain limited. Speaking gives power to everything that is within you. Whether you're an author, you're an innovator, you're a pilot, the moment you begin to speak, you give power to your career. Look at Steve Jobs. He was an innovator, right?
Yeah.
But he became so powerful because he spoke.
Yes, people start hearing him.
And they were hearing him. The more people hear you, the more your power multiplies.
Very true.
Look at Chimamanda Adichie.
Very true.
She's a writer.
Yeah.
But the more she speaks, the more her power multiplies. I mean, she's become a Chanel brand ambassador. How many other speakers do you know have achieved that? You called it influence.
Writers.
Writers.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to, because speaking multiplies power. So this, I'm still on the reasons why I do what I do. I want to see my clients give power to their ideas and their desires. I want to see them give power to the things that keep them going. Number three reason why I do what I do is I have seen it is indeed profitable.
Okay.
Very profitable.
I was going to come to that part, really.
And I'm saying,
I was going to come to that part.
Why do I want to do anything else when the thing I love so much can pay so much?
Okay.
Why do I want to switch? If it wasn't profitable, it might have become a problem at some point. And I tell you, it has gotten only more profitable by the day because of scale, learning, training,
understanding,
experience, business, all of that. So I now have more to give to those who are trying to do what I do, because they say follow who no road, right?
Exactly.
And I feel, which goes back to my number one, if I don't show them the path I've been on, then have I really lived full, and will I really die empty?
All right. All right.
These are my 3 reasons.
Thank you for sharing. We are going to come a bit to your personal life.
Okay.
Where did you grow up? How did you grow up? And what was growing up like for you?
Growing up was fun. I always have wonderful memories of growing up. I grew up in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I was born in Warri.
Okay.
And by the time I was 2, we moved to Port Harcourt, where I was from nursery to university. I left Port Harcourt officially at age 27. So 25 years in Port Harcourt. Nursery, primary, secondary.
Port Harcourt girl.
Port Harcourt girl, exactly. And I loved it. We grew up in GRA, Port Harcourt, on Woji Road.
Okay.
For those who grew up in Port Harcourt, it was a popular road. I'm number 7 of 9 children.
Wow.
So
From one mother?
No, my mom had 7 of us.
Okay.
The first 2, their mom had passed.
Okay.
So
okay.
Those 2, and then the 7 of us. Of my mother's 7, I'm number 5.
Okay.
So I grew up in a full household.
Very full.
And we always had one cousin or family friend around. So I'm used to having crowds around, communal feeding, eating, having crowds. So I grew up in that fun, homely, busy atmosphere, where there were siblings to learn from. Somebody was teaching you how to dance. Somebody was helping you with your homework. There was almost always one activity or the other, because, I mean, every single day was a full activity.
How did they see your profession and, you as a speaker in the limelight and all that you're doing now? How did they see, especially when you were starting?
When I was starting, many of my siblings weren't too concerned about me.
Okay.
Because they just felt it's Joyce now. I've always been a very strong-willed and physically strong, mentally strong person. So it was like, well, it's Joyce now. She would always find a way. It's expected.
Okay.
1 or 2 showed concern. Okay. At some point, I was like, Joyce, this thing you're doing, is it really a thing? Is it really serious? How about you bring your CV? In fact, one of my sisters in 2011 called me and said, was that 2011 or 2010? I think it was 2010. She called me and said, just send your CV to me, please now. Let's get you a proper job. Like, what's this thing? When are you going to? So I told her, I promise you, give me 10 years. 10 years on this job will be 2017. If by 2017 I haven't hit the mark, I'll quit and I'll come get a job. Until then, I have no business quitting, because I had studied a lot of biographies, business books, and I'd seen that incubation period typically was 5 to 10 years to achieve some semblance of what you could call success. And if you want to go national acclaim, you're looking at 10 to 15 years. I never start now. Where are the rush go? So by that year, 2011, October or November, I was MC at the River State Government House for the River State Investors Forum. We had Gordon Brown, the Prime Minister of the UK, there, all of that. And it was broadcast live on a number of channels. And almost all my siblings were like, we don't need 10 years to wait. We already see that.
Well, I think I'll give you a round of applause there. Amazing.
My siblings are super supportive. They love what I do. They encourage me. They, I don't see myself as a celebrity. I see myself as a girl who is trying to live her life every day. It's my siblings sometimes who are like, our celebrity sister. So they cheer me on. They encourage me. And a number of them say they learned from me. They've learned resilience from me. They've learned the power of focus from me. So I'm grateful for that privilege. I never take it for granted. Because sometimes, we can't see ourselves.
Yes.
It's others who give us the feedback.
Very true.
So I'm just trying to make my way every single day. And someone says, oh, we've seen where you were and where you are now. You've come a long way. So I'm grateful for that.
You've written 2 books.
Yes,
I've
published 2 books.
Published 2 books, exactly.
Yeah.
What led to that? And what was the journey of writing that book like?
Legacy led to the first book.
Okay.
I wrote it on my 10th anniversary as a speaker. That was 2017. The book is called Mastery. The initial title was Master, because it's Master of Ceremonies. I want to talk about how to be the master. But I got contributors to write in the book from across the world.
Okay.
From Australia, from Singapore, from Dubai, from Canada, from Nigeria. I had a number of contributors. So it was one of those contributors, Pete Miller, an Australian, who said to me, Joyce, why don't we make this book called Mastery? So that it's the art of being a master. I was like, oh, fantastic. And this was a few weeks to publishing. So that's Mastery. The idea is to shine the light on the path for other MCs to become. It's the first manual, the first handbook that any aspiring master of ceremonies should have in their hands, at least of African descent.
I've read Mastery, so I can tell you for true that it's a masterpiece. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And imagine all these years of experience. 10 years she started this work, and up to now she's still doing it, documented in the book, A Power of Book. And books have helped you. Let's talk a bit about what books have done for you.
Books have shaped my global perspective. I can almost say books have made me who I am. From my number 1 book, which is the Bible. I have read that Bible like my entire life depended on it, which it did. And I read in pictures. So I see stories when I read the Bible, for example.
Imagination.
I imagine. So there are certain anchors, certain scriptures that have become my anchors, and certain people that have become my anchors in the Bible because I've been able to see their journey in a way that favors me. So the Bible is number 1. It taught me faith. It taught me perseverance. It taught me audacity.
Wow.
And it taught me ambition.
Wow.
I'll use 2 examples. Joseph, number 1. Joseph had a dream. In the dream, he saw his brothers and this and that bow to him. The Bible does not recall or record that God told him that was the interpretation of the dream. No, it was his interpretation. That's ambition. He could have read almost any meaning into the dream. And then he was sold from that Ajebota child. He was a prized child who didn't work on the farms like his brothers, cared for by his father. Yet he was sold to be a slave. And in slave territory, he excelled at doing menial work, meaning he saw himself as that bright star, regardless of what it was he was doing. That's ambition. Until he finally became. When he solved a problem for the butler and the baker, he could have said to them, help me go beg my master Potiphar to release me and send me back to my father's house. Rather, he said, no, tell Pharaoh about me. Is there any ambition greater than that?
No.
No. So the Bible
quite
taught me
ambitious,
ambition.
yeah.
David was a shepherd, not a soldier. He came in to deliver food to his brothers, and he saw Goliath and said, I can kill him because I've been killing. I've killed bears, I killed lions. I can kill this one. And they said, but you're not a soldier. I didn't tell you. I didn't say I want to be a soldier. I said, I'm a killer. I can kill. The first question he asked was, what will be done to the person who kills? David didn't say God. He said, what will be given? That's ambition. That's understanding that you should give your power for reward, which many of us shy away from, which I shied away from until I understood. Speaking up.
Knowing who you are, what you can do, and also saying it where it matters.
Yes, where it matters, and ask for your reward. From the first national service that David rendered, he asked what will be given. And they said, tax freedom for family and the king's daughter. Then he said, the God who helped me kill the lion and the bear will help me kill this one. And he continued to market and advertise his service until he got to the king. He didn't go home. He kept pushing. No, I can do it. Who should we go to? Where should we go? Until finally somebody took him to the king. And when the king ordered that he be given the attire of a soldier, he had the audacity to say, no, I can't kill with these. I don't know how to use them. Because many of us will stay silent because we don't want to be seen as. Let me not tell them I don't know how to use this one, since that's what they all use. We don't want to be cut off.
Or looked at as different, or,
exactly.
You're not in the trend or something.
Yes, or you're not up to par.
Yeah.
And David said, no, I can't do this. Authenticity. He said, what I know how to use for this kind of predator is a sling and a stone. And he killed Goliath. But when he did become king, we never again saw that David used a sling.
Okay.
He had gone to learn how to be a
use
soldier.
A sword.
Yes. So the Bible also taught me, get the right tools of trade. Go to business school. Go and learn. Don't say, I'm self-taught and I'm an entrepreneur. I will just be
I got here by myself. I got here by myself. Teach me.
What? What
else can you teach me? Why should I go for trainings
and
school?
A man called Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith is a life coach and business coach to presidents of Fortune 500 companies. He's the coach that people who are presidents of Fortune 500 companies aspire to one day be their coach. That's Marshall Goldsmith. He wrote a book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. It might have gotten you to kill Goliath, but it won't keep you as king.
You need to know more.
So you need to know more. And in that book, he shows the 20 traits plus 21 traits of leadership that could have brought you a level of success. But if you want to go more successful, some of those same traits, you're going to have to drop them, else they'll destroy you. So books have shaped me. I'm a voracious reader. This morning alone, I've read at least 20 pages. I try.
That is one question I was going to ask.
I try to read.
How do you read in the midst of a lot going on around you? How do you make out time to read? And we'll still come back to your book that you wrote. But how are you able to read and stay consistent, with reading?
Is the start of my day.
Okay.
So usually by my bedside, the book is there. It's habit over years now. I make sure when I'm going to bed, the book I'm reading in the morning is by my side. So that the first thing I do, even before I pray, when I know I am awake, I am sure I'm conscious, I turn on my bedside lamp and I pick a book. Sometimes, I usually aim for 10 pages. I try sometimes not to do beyond 10 pages because then it might get into the rest of the day. But depending on different factors, sometimes if I'm on a holiday, if I'm resting, I could do 3 chapters, whatever. But I aim for minimum 10 pages. So I start my day that way. So this morning, for example, I did almost 20 pages. I went beyond because it was really enjoyable. I'm reading The Girls in the Boardroom by Ibuku and Wushika.
Okay.
And then I got to a point, I was like, oh, this thing is so sweet, but I need to get up. So I put in my bookmark and I dropped it. Sometimes in the course of the day, if I am free, it's rare, but if I'm free, I would go back to the book. Many times at night, before I go to bed, I may do 1 or 2 pages, depending on the book. If it's fiction, I usually will go back to the book before I sleep. But if it's a book like the one I'm reading now, I'll leave it till tomorrow morning.
All right.
Yes.
Before we move on to the next question, you could speak to the camera. What would you tell anyone watching and listening to us now on the power of books and why they should develop a reading habit?
Books are the cheapest forms of connecting with mentors. What you will get in a 3-day, 1 week, 3 month, 6 month coaching program, you will get in a book. It will, and it's so cheap. A coaching program will be thousands to hundreds of thousands of naira to dollars. But the book is never really more than 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira is a few people who have books that expensive. So it's the cheapest way to connect with role models, mentors, and how they think, what got them where they should be. And one of the easiest ways for many of us, especially entrepreneurs and career people, to learn steps to take, what to do, is by learning the stories of other people. So I recommend, if you think you cannot do self-help books, start with biographies and autobiographies. They are story-like, but they tell you what the person did along the journey. Start there so that you enjoy the process. Then, number 2 is don't read a book to finish it. Yes, I said so. Read a book to learn. If you open the book and you learn something from page 1, chapter 1, and you don't have the energy to keep going, close it till another time where you might want to learn something else from that book. I find that many people, because they already know they can't finish the book, they don't start. Don't start to finish for the book. Start to learn. It will allow you into the minds of all sorts of successful people, all sorts of philosophies, and then it can help you shape your philosophies. A book is not an expense. It's an investment because you rename your primary most important asset. Your business can never do better than you. Your family, your marriage, your relationships, your enterprise can never be more successful than you and what you can carry. If you don't have a lot of sense and you hire people who are very well educated and exposed, your level of reasoning will bring them down. So investing in yourself is
Premium.
Full stop. And premium or nothing, right?
Yeah, premium or nothing. And yes, books are investment. Thank you so much for re-emphasizing that. I was going to come to how you were able to get all those contributors in your book, Mastery, together. Yes. How were you able to do that?
I found all of them on Facebook.
Wow.
Okay, first of all, I Googled.
Okay.
I Googled to find MCs across the world. And I believe I got a list of about maybe 32 names, out of which I wrote to, say, 28 or 29 of them, out of which 12, or was it 15? 12 of them responded. Yes. But I reached out on Facebook.
Most of them didn't know you prior to that time?
Of all the people who responded to me, maybe only 2 knew me personally. One, Kofi, the comedian. I was Kofi's MC when he got married that year. Ike Osakio Dua, we had never worked together, but he knew of me and he knows some of my siblings. Every other person was blind. In fact, one of the gentleman who responded from Kenya, he was just like, oh, wow, it's nice to see my fellow African sister doing this.
Yeah.
So that's Derek Mbanga, that's his name. And recently, last year, we were on a panel together, an international panel. Can you imagine that? I was like, Derek, by any chance, do you remember me? I'm the one. He was like, oh, that book, Mastery, oh my God, that's you. So I reached out. Remember, audacity, courage to ask for what you want.
Yes, exactly. That's what I wanted to bring out now. The power of making that move.
Yes.
Despite all odds. It starts with the asking. It starts with the moving.
Yeah.
Really, really amazing. Really impressive.
Thank you.
So let's come to
there's a second book.
Okay. Yes.
Before you speak, read this.
Yes.
Before you speak, read this is a guide to public speaking. It's not for MCs. It's for professionals who want to speak better, clearly, confidently, authentically. It's also, one part of the book I really like is the social speaking. If you're going to be a chairman of an event, we tell you what to do. You're going to propose a toast, we tell you what to do. How to moderate or speak on a panel, we tell you what to do. It's a full, yet straight to the point guide on public speaking. And I wrote that, I think 3 years after I wrote Mastery.
Yeah, very interesting one as well, really. And then there's something you've been doing. Which one, I mean, it's part of one of the questions I wanted to ask you. How do you make public speaking, event hosting very profitable? You've gone to the extent where you are also doing courses, and you have your courses on your website, and your courses sell all over, beyond Nigeria and all of that. I think that's one aspect you've captivated on. I mean, you've captured quite well. But beyond the courses, how can one make, event hosting, public speaking profitable?
Number one, you cannot sell something that doesn't have a price tag on it. If you walk into a store and you pick up any item and there's no price tag on it, you can't buy it. You would have to find someone to say, how much is this? And that's when you can buy. So put a price tag on it.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Okay.
To be able to put a price tag on it, you must believe that you can. And that's the power of books and knowledge. Sometimes you study certain things and you go, yeah, I can do this too. So put a price on it. And the more you sell, the more you understand who you are selling to, the more you understand the environment where you are selling, the more you understand the value of what you render, your prices can and will change.
All right.
They may not change if you don't have the courage.
Courage is key.
Courage is key. Because you might feel valuable and all, but you'll also doubt, will they really pay if I change this price, if I double it or if I triple it? Test first now. Everything is feedback.
Yeah.
So if you change your price and nobody pays, then that's feedback that maybe you should take it back down. Maybe people don't see your value enough yet. One thing that changes your value, or one thing that would help you change your price, is your network. And by this, I mean the quality of people who, when you call them, they say, hello, Joyce. They don't go, hello, who is this? The people who have your contact on their phones and know you
for you
matters. You might need to join certain associations. There are associations I've joined purely because I was trying to upgrade my network. For example, let me use one random one, Chartered Institute of something. You know that in that Chartered Institute of whatever it is, these are the quality of people you would meet. So you start there at entry level. But at some point, you will move up to membership, one other level. I'm trying to remember that middle one. Then you become a fellow. The people you will meet when you become a fellow of that Chartered Institute of whatever it is, come on now, are the kinds of people who are more likely to be decision makers, who can afford to pay you more. Now you can change your price. But until you invest in yourself enough to get there. So you join Chartered Institute of this here, Chartered Institute of that there, women's in this here, men's in this, Edo people, Igbo people, that. What are you doing? You are intentionally building and refining the quality of people who know you, not just who you know.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about who you know.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about who knows
you.
Because until you call that number and they pick and say, hey girl, how you doing? They don't know you.
Okay. True.
They don't.
True.
Yeah. So let's be intentional. And these things take time. Because to join the institution, you must be able to afford it. And that might mean you gather some amount of money and you're saving 5,000 naira every month for 10 months before you get the 50K to do it. But you grow. That happens in year 1. By year 5, you move, you do another one. By year 7, by year 12. We cannot look at growth as a sprint. It should be seen as a marathon, a long-term race. 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. I don't believe in retirement. I don't believe in that word retirement. I believe in doing the thing you do till your last breath.
Yeah.
Yes. So why am I worried about becoming all that now? If by God's grace I would live to age 80, which is my desire.
You still be speaking.
So I will still be speaking. There are some kinds of monies I will be earning
by
then.
that time.
So it's a marathon. That's what doesn't stop me from changing my price now.
Mm-hmm.
There are some programs and events I've attended, including some coaching programs that I have paid for, because imagine that coaching program is 3.5 million naira, which I have paid for those kinds of programs severally to attend. I ask myself, the other people who are paying to attend those kinds of programs, who are they?
Human beings like yourself.
They're like me, and more importantly,
high profile.
They're high profile. They're the kinds of people who should know me, not just who I should know. So I'm not looking at that as an expense. It is now an investment, meaning it will bring returns. And I tell you, Ifoma, I have never, ever attended any program, joined any network without, within 3 months, harvesting my costs of investment from that group. I remember one program I attended in 2018. It was 88,000 naira or so. And I just said, okay, I put together a program that was 100,000 naira per seat. And I said to myself, I was playing a game with myself. I said, when we go for this program today, the way you would speak, I would sit in so and so position so that the eyes of the lecturer or the teacher, the coach, will always fall on me.
Okay.
It will make it easier for her to use my name during examples.
Okay.
And should there ever be opportunity to read something, I would read. So I don't go blind.
Intentionality.
I'm very intentional. In fact, I've only understood more recently how intentional I am, especially when people give me like, Joyce, you're so intentional. I thought it was a normal thing. I didn't realize that many people go blind. What? You came here blind?
Paid money.
You just came here like that and anything will happen. How? So I'm going to sit here. She would see me. She will use my name as an example. Then I would read. Because when I read, the way I read, people will go, who's that?
Of course, it's not going to be the regular reading.
Come on, I know who I am. I know what I got. And when I read, everybody go, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? So that during tea break and during lunch break, people go, oh. I call them the conversations besides the stage. And then they will say, what do you offer that I can pay for? We went to speak somewhere this morning. And when we were done, someone came to me to say, I need you to train me. Do you have a program? I said, I have it. And she paid. She paid right there when I was still sitting in there. Because, one, I'm clear on what I'm giving. I'm clear on also what I'm offering. So that by the time people come to me and say, hey, the way you spoke, I like this, what can you do for me? I say, here's my offer. And then they pay.
You have your offer.
So,
I mean,
having
other side as well.
Having an offer is an important thing for us.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do in life, as long as you become successful, people will want to learn from you, full stop.
Sure.
Whether you're a pilot, you're a cinematographer, you are a coder, if you are successful at what you do, 1, 2, 10, 100 people will say to you, I like the way you do this thing. Can you teach me?
Exactly.
So it's either you put together a coaching program, an online course,
a book,
a mentorship program, a book, but something you can offer. So when they come, you say, first, take this. Oh, to join my apprenticeship program, it's 12 months. This is how you start. This is what you pay. But if you're not clear, it's just be, profitability is intentional. Profitability takes time and requires understanding business to scale.
All right. In this business of speaking that you've been for over
18 years this year.
18 years now,
18
right?
years.
All right. What are some of the things you've encountered, like challenges, surprises, and how have you been able to manage and handle them?
Good question. Let me think about that. Surprise number one is people won't pay you what you don't ask for.
Okay.
At some point, I thought I was so good, they should be offering me more money. But they weren't offering me. So I needed to learn how to ask. So
learn how to ask.
Yes.
Very important.
And one of the things I did to learn how to ask was to sit with a 37-minute audio book by Brian Tracy on negotiation.
Okay.
I listened to that thing, I am sure, over 50 times on Audible. Every time I was on my elliptical machine, that was what I was listening to for weeks. And sometimes I'll be on the elliptical for an hour. So that's listening to it twice. For how many days? And there were times when I was driving, I'll play it. I was doing something else, I'll play it. I'm having a bath, I'll play it. That was one. I listened to so many other things. I read a number of books about pricing, negotiating, asking, positioning. Because if you don't know it, find it. In fact, today I sat in a class of branding and communication. My notes are full. I wrote a lot, and I've already forwarded something to my head of IT for something he needs to change, because as we learn, we improve. So what was that question? What was your question now? I want to be sure I've not lost track.
We were talking about challenging moments.
Challenging moments, yes.
Deal with it.
So number one was people wouldn't pay me
what they won't pay you what you didn't ask for.
Yes. So I needed to learn to ask. Number two challenge was...
Have you had surprises on the stage or, in the speaking business?
Surprises. Can I really think of any surprises? Not necessarily. I surprised myself a few times by not being prepared enough.
Okay.
Thinking that because I had some level of experience, I'm already naturally a talker, I will be able to wing it.
Yeah.
One or two events, I had some shocks that showed me, Joyce, you didn't prepare well. You didn't ask the right questions. So almost every time, not every time, but almost every time I've been in such a situation, I go back to create a checklist or write something that says, okay, next time, these are the kinds of questions you should ask so that you come better prepared. Those are some of the surprises. But why? Many times I struggle to look for the challenges because by nature or by nurture, I don't know how to see problems.
Okay.
I usually don't even really see challenges. I just see experiences and I move on.
Learning options and opportunities.
Yes. So where people might be embarrassed by something, I'm not. Because I'm like, oh, that was a great place to learn. I always say embarrassment is not given, it is received. Nobody can embarrass you. We can only decide to be embarrassed.
Right.
Yes, you can only choose to be embarrassed. So I'm not easily embarrassed.
Okay.
I'm not easily intimidated. Okay. In fact, I'm never intimidated.
So it's always working with your mind, speaking to your mind, and how you choose to handle
your mindset.
Events.
Think about mindset like an investment. Think about mindset like land. It's what you build on that land that will increase the value of the land. Your mind should be fed to the point where it is a robust investment. If you move my mind today and sell it as a commodity, it will be so expensive because my mind knows so much. So I've built my mind to the point where, so sometimes when I try to look back and think of challenges, I'm like, where are the challenges? I can't even remember them because maybe I didn't see them as challenges at the time.
Okay, typical scenario.
Yeah.
I once handled an event and the speaker wasn't told about time. Okay, I think he was given a particular time, but eventually it had to be shortened. And I went to the speaker. I think one mistake, what sometimes then when we give paper to remind speakers, so immediately he got the paper and saw that his time had been shortened. He dropped the microphone and walked out of the stage. So that was a big surprise and it could be quite embarrassing. But I continued. I went on, took the mic and went on to the next item, kept talking to the crowd, engaging the crowd, and everybody was like, wow, you handled and managed this so well. You bounced back like nothing happened. So have you had scenarios like that?
I must have had countless. I mean, I've done over 1,000 events. There must have been some scenarios like that. But just like you, it was
handle it,
the bridge, handle it, and move on. What I always now do is make sure, there's a saying, the founder of the school where my son attended as primary school, she would say, you go through a pothole, find a way to cover it so somebody else doesn't go through it.
Yeah.
So the next thing I ask myself immediately is, how would I avoid this happening the next time?
Exactly.
So I will always, till today, speak with all my speakers before they go up to say, well, you told about the time. It was 40 minutes before. We've had to bring it down to 30 because of this and that. So I take on the responsibility now to communicate and say, please, I'm so sorry. But also, because I train speakers to deliver keynotes and all, sometimes some of them become flustered and I say, from your entire talk, how many points did you make? 5, 6? Which 2 must you deliver today? I say, deliver only those 2. And they go, oh, okay, thank you. Because many of them are wondering, I prepared 20 slides. So what am I going to do? I go, just because and one of the reasons why I'm happy about my ability to train speakers is because as an MC, I use the same tools to help. In fact, one of the offerings that I have is I say to organizations, I won't only be your MC, I can also prepare your speakers to deliver powerfully. And sometimes they say, okay, let's pay you that extra to come in. Because we want our speakers to also be able to give us value.
This is amazing.
But all that comes from books, right?
Yeah.
From studying, from investing. That's why it's an investment. There will always be a return on it.
Okay. Investment. All right. Let's move away. Move to your personal a bit. What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies and all of that?
I read for fun. Really? I read fiction for fun. I read novels for fun.
Do you watch movies?
I watch movies.
Okay.
I like romantic comedies. I like action movies. I like biopics, like biographies. Yes, biographies remain my first love, whether for movies or for books. True stories. For fun.
Exercise? Do you exercise for
fun?
You do a lot of exercise.
I exercise.
Is it fun or is it conscious thing for health?
It started out in 2010 as a conscious thing for health. I was trying to heal my body.
Okay.
I grew up with arthritis. So in 2010, I decided to own it and heal myself. So I understood what I needed to do, adjusted my diet, started lifting weights, yoga, all of that. I'm arthritis free. Okay. I also knew that I want to be strong and fit till my last day by the grace of God. So what do I need to do? What supplements do I need to take? What foods? What exercises? So I lift heavy. And I chose the kinds of exercise that I can consider fun. Okay. So I find that I like to lift weights. I do enjoy lifting weights. Wow. So I stick with them. They're like this, the battle rope. Yeah. I don't really like it. It wears me out. So I don't do it. Okay. So even when I get to some coaches and they go, it's battle rope, I'm like, no, give me weights instead. Give me kettlebells. Wow. Because I want to enjoy it. Don't make it punishment to me. So even with my diet, for example, I love to eat dodo, fried plantain. And one of my coaches said to me, just make sure that there's dodo in your weekly plans, but eat it with like afang soup or vegetable soup. Eat it with something healthy. Eat it with stir-fried vegetables so that you don't miss out. So I incorporate the fun into everything I do so that nothing I really do becomes a burden. And then sometimes, even if it's a burden, I say to myself, Joyce, it's a burden that would yield results. It's like having a baby. That's time of labor. The hope
of what is coming keeps you going.
So that hope keeps you going. So there are those moments. For fun, I hang out with friends. I hang out with family. I do video calls. Of course, right now you might not see everybody close to you. But I do video calls for fun. What else do I do? Travel. I've never really... I have taken a few trips for fun. But what I try to do is I incorporate fun into work. So when I travel for work, I try to ensure an extra day or 2 I spend visiting 1 or 2 places like that. If I go for a conference in some country, I might try to get there a day earlier so I could go visit something, do something, come back. I don't shop. Shopping is not something I enjoy doing.
Oh, really?
I buy things I need when I need.
No,
I don't. No. It was only me. Shops who wouldn't have business.
Are you serious?
Nah. I repeat clothes. I can have 1 pair of shoes the whole year. I don't care. It's just me. I didn't learn to be this. This is me. I don't know designer watches, I don't know them.
Wow.
I know books. I know authors. Sometimes.
No, but it's good. I mean, it's because, sometimes,
I'm not unduly pressured. Yeah. This particular perfume, I'm like, I don't even know it. But so somebody gives me the perfume as a gift. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I will use it very well, Sha.
But as you said, speaking, if you don't say, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Really. Especially because of where you are right now. And then you always look good.
Thank you. I had to pay a stylist to teach me about my personal style so that I could understand what's good for me and maximize it, enjoy myself
Exactly.
in it.
Not move away from
Yes.
you.
So I have stayed with my guide. We did a style guide for me in 2019,
Wow.
which expired December 2024.
Wow. Interesting.
2024 December, we sat together and we created a new style guide for 2025 and maybe a few more years. The style guide changed. If, some of the outfits I wear now I had never worn before. But in creating that style guide, some of the questions she asked me was, how are you feeling? And I said, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I think I would like to wear now. This is what, and she says, okay. She asked so many questions. We put them together. By the time she showed me the playbook and said that I'm like, yes, that's the dress. Yes, I like it. So now I have many dresses that look just like that, or several dresses that look just like this, because that's my style. So I might admire anything else on someone else, but I ain't wearing it. I ain't buying it because that's not my style.
Authenticity.
Intentionality
that's
too.
Intentionality.
Yeah.
Exactly. Being you, confidently you.
Me and my dada now.
Wow, it's been a very interesting one here
I'm
with
glad.
you, Joyce, and we can go on and on and on.
You and I.
But yes, what is that one thing you would say to a speaker now, an aspiring speaker, and someone who's on that journey but hasn't yet attained, some of the heights or, places the person wants to be? What would you say to the person?
There's so many things to say. Let me try and pick two. Number one, a pregnancy takes 9 months. It takes 9 months. It takes 9 months, regardless of who you are. Success takes time. Full stop. You will have to wait. Some things can never be shortened. You will wait. But whilst you're waiting, just like pregnancy, you attend your antenatal classes, you prepare things for the baby, your body will change, your associations may change, your diet should change. You will need to take some supplements as recommended by your doctors because of what you are carrying. Treat success the same way. You will change. Your diet may change to accommodate your success. Your network, you go for antenatal classes, there are certain classes you will have to start going for your business. It will happen. Else, that child will either be born premature, born malnourished, born breech. Something will go wrong if we don't follow the right process as with pregnancy. Because your destiny, your business, your success is a baby. It's something you're giving birth to. So treat it as such. I always say you have no business giving up until expected date of delivery, EDD, expected delivery dates. Yes, sometimes they're premature babies. The risk is that some of them don't survive. So we don't want premature success that cannot be sustained.
Sure.
We want it to survive.
Sure.
So give yourself time. Don't try. I say try because I know it's difficult because sometimes I do it myself. Don't try not to set unrealistic expectations of yourself. Oh, by the end of 2 years, I must have attained this. It might not be possible. And we now mess things up and say by the grace of God. Even God is like, come on, I don't do those things that way. It doesn't work that way. It took David how many years to be a shepherd boy to know how to kill?
Scenes. Yeah.
So manage your expectations. Give yourself time. All that is number one. And number two is be authentic. Authenticity remains one of the most underrated traits or resources. Underrated because many times we want to be, but we've not tried to be that thing that is really us. We're trying to become professional and then we leave ourselves out. Even if you will be professional, be professionally
within you. Yes.
Yeah. So
all right.
Give yourself time and be authentic.
All right. One thing I would not fail to ask you and have you say some things about before we round off on the whole thing, on the whole, show, is you strongly believe in Nigeria.
I do.
In fact, you've been wearing Green, white, green for how long now?
8
It's
years.
either a white or a green
8 years.
for 8 solid years.
Yeah.
How did that all start? And how have you been able to sustain it? And then I would say or ask, why do you strongly believe in Nigeria like that?
Let me start with this one.
Okay.
I don't have any other home. And I am too resourced not to be one of those who will make this country better in the space that I am.
When did this hit you?
I would say first, the very earliest recollection was at age 8, 1990. I was on the assembly ground. They were teaching us Nkosi Sikeleni, Africa, because Nelson Mandela had just been released from prison. And all I could think about on that assembly ground as an 8-year-old was, they're teaching us South African
Music.
national anthem because of that man so far away. It means if I do certain things, they will teach certain people certain things because of me. I was 8, but that's my earliest recollection of my thought of nation building. And because it was military leadership, I said, you know what, I will join the military and
Wow.
grow a military rank.
Wow.
So I actually wanted to apply to join Air Force Girls Secondary School, Jos. That was my first and only choice for secondary school, but my father vehemently refused. I understand it now. I didn't understand why he refused then, because he said to me, the way you are, if we send you to military, by the time you come out, you'll no longer be human. I don't have a lot of emotional feelings. I can be, if I want something,
Just look at
just do it. Obey the last instruction. Don't, if you move, I move, you shake, I shake it. I'm not given to emotion. I can be very emotional. I cry and all of that, but I may not be, emotions may not appeal to me. It's how do we get it done? What do we get? And I didn't realize that even as a child, I already had some of those detachments. I can easily detach. I'm very flexible. I can adapt to any situation. Ifoma, today, as we're sitting here, if they say something happened, my house burnt down, me, Joyce, you won't even see me bat an eyelid. That this is handbag here is all I have left in my life. I tell you, you will not see me cry or say, oh my God. No.
You look for the next option, solution.
The very next moment. Oh, that's me. That's my real self. There is nothing I have or own that I can't let go of today. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. To some extent, I was born like this. And when I realized that this is what can help me be more, I reinforced it. So,
your father
my
said,
earliest recollection was at age 8. My next recollection was at sometime in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. I was asked to MC a government function, and I gave them a massive invoice. And I heard the Lord say to me, when I begin punishing those who cheat Nigeria, you will be one of them.
wow.
And I was like, what does that mean? What did I do? He said, it's because it's government, national cake. See how you quadrupled your invoice? Because you're also trying to get out of the national cake. Why don't you give the same invoice to corporate organizations? But because it's government, and it hit me so hard. I was like, oh my Lord. So what do I do? I got a clear instruction. When you work for government, accept what you are offered. Full stop. That was the last time I gave an invoice to any government. I would rather ask, what do you have for me on the budget? And give me that. Because that was now service to country. So, to help, I'm shortening the story, but to remind myself, I started wearing green, white, green or white to government functions. And then one day I asked myself, why are you wearing green or white to only government functions? Is it only when you're at government functions that you're in Nigeria? And then I started wearing it to all functions. And in 2018, I cleaned out my wardrobe. I had a yard sale. I organized a yard sale in Uyo where I lived at the time. I got a few other women. We rented a hall. We announced it. We went on radio. People came in from Port Harcourt, from Enugu, from other places to our yard sale. I brought out clothes from my wardrobe full. I sold everything people, and the idea was, we're selling used things, oh, only sell things from your wardrobe. So we had women who were coming to sell their children's cats and cots and all those things that, they've been storing up. And almost everybody cleaned out. And then I settled in my green outfits. In 2018, I had 4 green dresses and 2 white dresses. 6. I wore those 6 January to December. I repeated.
For events.
I didn't send anybody. No send their papa. Because I was also trying to adjust my appetite for national service. Because I will never, if I am given the privilege to serve in government capacity, appointment or election, because I've run for office.
You did run.
And I didn't get it, but I loved the journey. If I'm ever privileged to serve, I will never touch money that's not mine.
Wow.
I will never do it.
This is tough and sounds very different for a lot of Nigerians at this moment. And some would say, "Na lie, no possible, Joyce."
If I'm doing business with government,
okay,
I will give my invoice. But if I get in for national service on whatever level, I won't touch what's not mine. I've settled that one with God since. Now, nothing can enter my eye. What's it? Business class travel, house abroad. What's that thing that wants to make me? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
No.
And when you look at
I've
it,
sorted it out.
That's the much. I mean, so that legacy, like the Nelson Mandela thing that popped up in your head, is much more than anything. Will leave beyond years than any money and any wealth anybody's going for.
Much more. I don't know any wealthy person from any century that is celebrated today only because of wealth. I don't know any family like that or any person. I only know that we still reference wealthy people because of their contributions to society.
Humanity,
Yes. Till date. Whether it's the people who built Europe, built the Americas, built some parts of Africa, built wherever, if they did not contribute significantly to nation and nation building, we don't really refer to them.
All right. Thank you so much, Joyce. This is an overdose of the school, really, because we've gone into different dimensions of Joyce's life, and none of them is any boring or dull moment. And that's always what you get with the territorial commander. Did we even come again to how you arrived at that
territorial commander?
Territorial commander. Oh my goodness. It rings a bell. Yeah. Oh gosh, territorial commander. Two powerful words.
Two powerful words. The territory of speaking, the territory of talkmanship. I am a commander in this field, in Nigeria, in Africa. I take my place as an apostle of this place, where I will not let anybody make a mess of our work as speakers. I will defend it. I will fight you. I will kill you like David killed Goliath. I will come for you. You won't believe it. Because you are not allowed to make a mess of this territory that God has given us, and He has blessed me with the aptitudes to lead. Joyce means leader. Do you know that?
No. Just learning that.
Joyce, one of the meanings of Joyce is leader. Oh. So I've taken my place.
So right from birth, as if you've been designed.
Even before I knew the meaning, right? So now that I know the meaning, I take my place as a territorial commander. So that's why I boldly teach how to speak, what to do, how to price, whether paid or free, because I command this territory. And I owe it to me, then to God, to see people who also become giants in the field. I look forward to, I've already experienced several times when MCs that I've trained reach out to me. Some of them send me screenshots and say, "Ma, I earned my first million today." Or I've earned my first 500,000. I weep. Those things make me cry. But they also remind me that the work is still so much to do. And so we need to do it. So territorial commander is not something that I actually started getting people to call me. I say I am a territorial commander, but it's not like a moniker that people say, "Oh, Joyce Daniels, territorial commander." At a point, it was
almost like a moniker.
It's stuck.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remind myself. So if I see a speaker who is not doing right, even on stage, I don't usually say, it doesn't concern me. No. I'll beckon on you. I'm at an event, you're the MC, or I'll tell you, sit. 2 things you can do differently, and this is what they will give you as results. First of all, that speaker already knows me. And they go, Joyce Daniels, whatever you say, I'll say, look, do this way, then you get this result. Do it that way, you get that result. It's my responsibility. I owe it to my destiny and the one who gave me the privilege to be here at this time. See, if we go on this legacy talk, we'll go here another 3 hours. I said to my son, I have one biological son who's 22 years old. I said to him 2 weeks ago, I said one of the reasons I do what I do, one of the reasons why I do what I do, is to give you currency in my name. That my name will open doors for you quickly. That's part of why I do. I know that I will also give you money. But you see this, my name? Your children's children will benefit from it. You mean Joyce Daniels is your grandma? You mean Joyce Daniels is your great-grandma? Oh my God! I have a picture of her in our house. That's what I live for, Ifoma.
Wow, that can't be said enough. Thank you so much, Joyce, for all you do. Keep being you, and of course, we'll be having more engagements with Joyce, even beyond the scoop. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Always. And this is how it's going to break. I will call it a break because you can never tell. It might just happen again with Joyce Daniel right here on The Scoop on Konga TV. It's been an interesting time, and that's what we usually do on The Scoop. We scoop it all out, and learn and, inspire and also encourage you to be the best of who you are. Thank you for joining us. I am Ifoma Ajumobi. Do have a wonderful, wonderful time. Stay tuned. Stay watching for the next episode.